During the Dark Age of technology, a period of history which saw unprecedented technological advancement and scientific discovery, humanity would begin to take its first tentative steps beyond the boundaries of the Sol system, allowing the species to begin establishing colonies within a number of nearby planetary systems. With the development of the warp drive and the discovery of the navigator gene, humanity would find itself swiftly spreading across the vastness of space, becoming one of the most widespread races throughout the entire Milky Way galaxy. However, with the onset of the Age of Strife, the majority of these colony worlds would become cut off from one another thanks to an increase in warp storm activity which made interstellar travel all but impossible. As a result of these colony worlds becoming technologically and sociologically inaccessible to one another, their populations would be forced to continue their development in isolation. Some of these worlds will begin to regress into a more primitive or savage state, with their societies becoming more reminiscent of those from the Iron Age, Bronze Age, or even the Stone Age. Others, however, would succeed in retaining the technological capabilities and knowledge of their ancestors, remaining more or less unchanged. The populations of some worlds, however, would experience a number of changes not just at a societal level, but also at a biological one. As a result of their isolation and inability to receive supplies from extraplanetary sources, a number of colony worlds would see their populations being forced to evolve and adapt to their new environments, such as by growing larger and bulkier upon colder worlds, or taller and spindlier upon worlds with low gravity, until such beings had evolved into an entirely new subspecies of humanity known to the modern-day Imperium as abhumans. Within Imperial records, there are at least 73 separate confirmed strains of abhuman, although 46 of these have since been officially declared as extinct. Those abhumans known to currently exist within the galaxy include ogrins, squats, ratlings, longshanks, goliaths, and many more besides. While the majority of documented abhumans are still recognizably human, in spite of their exaggerated features or drastic differences in height when compared to a baseline human, some strains are known to boast an appearance that is more, for lack of a better term, bestial. Such strains of abhuman include the hulking lizard-like brutes known as scalies, as well as the widely persecuted beastmen strains, who while known to commonly sport ovine or bovine characteristics, are also capable of demonstrating a more avian or canine-like appearance. One particular strain of abhuman that is widely thought to sport a more bestial appearance, despite a lack of evidence to support such a claim, is that of the beings known as Felinids. Little is known about the Felonid abhuman strain, save for the fact that they are restricted to, and presumably originated, upon the world of Carlos McConnell, and that their scientific classification is that of Homo sapiens hirsutus. Because the strain is known by the common name of Felonid, seemingly to invoke the term feline, some have suggested that these abhumans have evolved to become more cat-like in appearance and personality. But is there any way to determine just what these abhumans truly are? Aside from their scientific classification and world of origin, so little in the way of concrete information exists regarding Felinids that many individuals, such as the rogue trader Janus Drake, believe Felinids to be nothing more than wild stories and folktales. However, according to the book The Liber Xenologus, the crude mercenary known as Deak Krek claims that such creatures not only exist, but that he had personally fought against a number of Felinids on at least one occasion, with these particular abhumans serving as part of an Astra Militarum regiment. According to Krek, Felinids are noted and famed for being highly efficient killers and are capable of remaining cool, calm and collected even within the most brutal, chaotic and violent of situations. When questioned upon the appearance of Felinids, however, the crew remarked that he found it difficult to differentiate one human from another, and that, in his eyes, Felinids were completely indistinguishable from other baseline humans. This would initially appear to suggest that Felinids boast an appearance which is more or less comparable to that of the average human, possibly sharing a number of similarities in regards to their average height, weight, and build. If Felinids do indeed possess any traits that are distinctly feline, then such characteristics would appear to be relatively minor, possibly being limited to having cat-like eyes, ears, or perhaps even boasting retractable claws, with this latter trait actually being supported by Greg's various claims. However, the veracity of Greg's comments have since been called into question, for the crew would state to Janus Drake that felinids have claws that are as long as a man's forearm, prompting the rogue trader to regard Greg as being a potentially unreliable source. The idea that Greg's remarks regarding felinids may not be entirely accurate is also partially supported with the official designation given to this particular abhuman strain. As mentioned earlier, the scientific term for felinid is that of Homo sapiens hirsutus. One of the definitions given for the term hirsutus, which is in itself derived from the word hirsute, is to mean something or someone that is exceptionally hairy. This in itself would appear to heavily imply, if nothing else, that individual felinids have incredibly hairy bodies, possibly as an evolutionary adaptation to protect the strain from cold weather, intense sunlight, or for some other combination of reasons entirely. After all, the official classifications that are given to each particular abhuman strain appear to be derived from a defining characteristic which is exhibited by members of the species. For example, ogrins, a type of abhuman noted for being far larger and bulkier than typical baseline humans, are known by the scientific name of Homo sapiens gigantus, in reference to their sheer size. By contrast, ratlings are known by the term of Homo sapiens minimus, due to the fact that members of this particular strain are amongst the smallest of all human-descended species, even to the point that they are smaller than squats, a strain which is also known for its diminutive stature. While the scientific name for felinids may insinuate that these abhumans are covered in a thick layer of hair, it remains unclear as to whether felinids sport a true pelt of fur, or if the strain simply demonstrates a more extreme variation of hypertrichosis, a medical condition that results in abnormally high levels of hair growth, particularly upon areas of the body that sport little to no hair entirely. But given that the more common name for the strain is felinid, it would suggest that at least some additional cat-like characteristics are exhibited by these abhumans. As such, in addition to developing fur, or at least thick bodily hair, it's equally possible that such abhumans could have developed excellent night vision, a heightened sense of hearing, claw-like fingernails, and the ability to move with the stealth and grace of a jungle cat. However, it is also worth remembering at this time that such claims are purely speculation, as there is little to no evidence to support such hypotheses. It is possible, however, that felinids did not come into existence through the process of natural selection and evolution, or even as the result of a mutation that gradually stabilized over time, but were in fact artificially engineered. Such an idea is not entirely unprecedented, as a number of abhuman strains known to currently exist today are themselves the result of genetic engineering and biological manipulation, such as the Navigator, Goliath, and Afriel strains. As a result, it's entirely reasonable to assume that felinids also came into existence in a similar manner. Given their supposed cat-like qualities, in conjunction with Deac Greg's claims of them being efficient killers, it's possible that the felinids were created by splicing human and feline DNA in an attempt to create a type of super soldier. After all, cats are some of the greatest terrestrial predators known to exist in the natural world, possessing incredible speed, stealth, and a killer instinct. Such traits bred into the very DNA of a highly trained and disciplined soldier could prove valuable for the purpose of creating dedicated scouts, saboteurs, or assassins. While it may initially seem unlikely for humans upon a world far from Terra to have access to feline genetic material, it is worth noting that many of humanity's early forays into interstellar expansion would see several species of animal native to Terra, such as dogs and horses, accompanying humanity upon these colony ships, which in turn would result in such animals becoming a common sight upon human-inhabited worlds. With this in mind, it wouldn't be entirely outside the realm of possibility for these early colonists to have brought cats with them as well, either simply as pets or for the purpose of pest control to hunt down and eliminate any vermin such as rats that may be nesting within the ship's bowels. But if felinids came about as a result of genetic engineering, then it remains unclear if such experimentation took place during the Age of Strife or after the world of Carlos McConnell was reintegrated into the Imperial fold. Whatever the truth may be, until individual felinids are allowed to venture off-world and spread themselves further throughout the Imperium of Man, we may never know for certain just what exactly these abhumans truly are. What do you think? Leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.